Hello everyone, welcome to Bikewale. I am Prateek and this is a brand new Bajaj Freedom, a one-of-a-kind motorcycle that we have been waiting to see for a really long time. And the reason I say it's a one-of-a-kind motorcycle is purely because this motorcycle runs on two types of fuel, petrol and as well as CNG. Now, before I tell you more about this motorcycle, you should know that this bike will be sold in certain regions in the beginning, and it will be sold in total of three variants. This is the top end variant, and it has been priced at rupees 1,10,000 rupees ex showroom. The mid spec variant is priced at 1,05,000, and the top and the most low spec variant is priced at 95,000 rupees. Now the whole difference between these variants are nothing. This top end will get disc brake and LED lights, where the mid spec variant gets LED light and drum brake, and the most affordable one, which is the lower spec at 95,000, it doesn't get LED and it doesn't get disc brake. It just gets halogen lamps and drum brake. Now, before I proceed, I know a lot of you guys want to know how does a motorcycle sound in petrol as well as CNG, and I'm going to make you listen to that. Now, this bike doesn't get a starter motor, which is very interesting. It just has a feather touch. There it goes, the bike is on. Now this is in the petrol mode, and this is how it sounds. And well, I've switched to the CNG mode, and this is again how it sounds. Well, not a lot of difference. Now, before I tell you more about the specs and the features, I want you to first look at this motorcycle, and it has been, Bajaj claims that this seat is the longest in the segment. I'm not too sure about it being the longest. We will know once we compare this with other motorcycles, but it surely looks damn cool. Let's talk about ergonomics. Like, this is a motorcycle, it's a commuter motorcycle, right? You can say it's a premium commuter motorcycle. So it will be used a lot by many people to commute from one point to another point. So it has to be a comfortable motorcycle. And as you can see, the overall seating triangle, the center set pegs, the wide handlebar, and this thing I really like about the bike is the amount of seat space I have. Like, I don't know why, when you look at this motorcycle, for example, it has a sump guard, it has a dirt bike like seat, and it also has a handlebar brace, which I'll show you in a bit. And it gives me a lot of like a dirt bike off-road motorcycle. Maybe Bajaj believes this motorcycle will be used a lot in rural market where the conditions of roads are not really great. But overall, when you feel this motorcycle, when you're on this motorcycle, it feels comfortable. Obviously, we will test this motorcycle next week for over 3 to 4 days, and we'll tell you exactly how the bike feels when it's about riding, when it comes to the overall ride. We'll tell you that in our next video. But in this walk around video, I surely like the way this motorcycle, the overall seating ergonomics is. And to be honest, I really want to show you by having more people on the seat. Well, legally you're allowed to have only 2 people, but well, there's a reason why they have such a long seat, because I'm sure in India, when you go to rural market, in fact in certain urban market as well, you'll see more than 2 people. I'm sure this motorcycle will help you do that as well. Now, coming to the overall performance, now this is a engine which is brand new. It is a 125cc single cylinder air-cooled motor, which makes about 9 bhp of peak power and 9.7 Newton meters of peak torque. And well, again, this is the first time Bajaj is using a CNG fueling system on a 125cc motorcycle. I think they didn't want to do it on a 110 motorcycle because the power output would have been much lesser, even though the efficiency would have been higher. But I think they're looking at the premium positioning of the motorcycle. Now, with this engine and this dual fuel system, Bajaj claims an overall riding range of 330 kilometers. These are ARI numbers. The internal test shows much higher number, but they have to go with the ARI numbers. Now, let me show you how to fill up petrol as well as CNG. This is the key. This is the fuel tank cover. I'm opening it up. This is where you put the petrol, and this is where you use to fill CNG. So what they have done is they have given one touch point, one contact point for both the fueling, because it's clear that Indian market, we always have been using petrol, right? So it makes a lot more easier for consumers to fill up CNG as well as petrol from one spot itself. Now, coming to the features aspect, well, I've told you, there is a sum guard here. You have a tire which is not really a fully block pattern, but if you look at the profile and the treads, it shows that it can do some kind of off-roading. And then if you come this side, if you look at the instrument cluster, but before the instrument cluster, this is the handlebar brace I was talking about, which is usually found on off-road motorcycles. And then this is the instrument cluster. Well, this is, switch it on now. Right now, it's a negative LCD display, and right now it's in the CNG mode. And the way to switch is from this. This is the button, and you can do it on the go. You don't really have to stop the motorcycle to change the fueling system. It's basically, if you're riding and you want to switch to CNG or to petrol, this is a button to use. Now, in terms of features, well, you get 17-inch alloys at the front, 16 at the back. Now, this is something we have barely seen on any Indian motorcycle, but maybe if you look at the overall proportion of the motorcycle, it is not really a big bike, and to be honest, it doesn't feel like it's a 125cc motorcycle, but I think it also has to do with saving a lot of weight, and that is why Bajaj has used the trellis frame. We usually see the trellis frame on KTM range of motorcycles or Husqvarna motorcycle because it is solid, it is great to use, and also it saves a lot of weight. So it's clear that Bajaj wants to save a lot of weight, and this motorcycle has a curb weight of around close to 145, 150 kilos. And Bajaj says, we had asked a question to Bajaj, and they clearly said that the whole reason of using trellis frame is because below the seat is where the CNG tank is, and this is the best way, by using the trellis frame, it's the best way to protect the CNG tank in case of accident or in case any cars or vehicles go over this motorcycle. Now, one thing I really want to show you is, I should have shown you in the at the start of the video, is the accessible seat height. Now, I understand I'm a little taller or big for this motorcycle, but to mount on this motorcycle, it is super easy. And in fact, even shorter riders are going to have very easy time on this motorcycle. Because if you come here, I want to show another feature. We have a USB charging port right here, which has been neatly integrated. I like this. And for people who want to take motorcycle or long distance, maybe for work or just to have fun, they have also given these hooks which you can use to mount bags or saddle bags or various other things. Maybe, this particular feature will be used a lot in rural market. Now, before I end this video, I want you to tell us to the comment section what you think about the new Bajaj Freedom, whether you plan to buy this motorcycle if you're in the market for a 125cc bike, or you would still look at motorcycle like the Honda Shine or maybe the TVS Raider, which is kind of a direct rival to this motorcycle when it comes to the product positioning and the price point. Let us know to the comment section. But also let us know whether whether it'll make sense to keep visiting CNG pumps, because with only 2 kg of CNG tank, Bajaj says that is the only tank they could occupy on this motorcycle. But let us know whether, we have not tested this motorcycle in real world. We are waiting to take it outside to see how it feels standing in the CNG pump. But during the press conference today, there were a lot of people from various CNG organizations, the marketing companies, and Mr. Rajiv Bajaj asked them whether they can have a separate line for motorcycles like this, purely because filling up to 2 kg CNG tank is not going to take a lot of time. It does take a lot of time in Wagonars and auto rickshaws, but they claim that it's not going to take a lot of time on this motorcycle. So let's see if that happens. But as of now, this motorcycle will be sold only in Maharashtra and certain regions of Gujarat. You should also know that for the first month, Bajaj will only sell the top-end variant in these two regions. Purely because I think they really want to push the top-end variant rather than the drum brake and the lower spec variant, because those particular models are there for rural, really hardcore rural markets. So let us know what you think about this video, and don't forget to like and share this video, and also please subscribe to Bikewale.